Sheffield United returned to Old Trafford for the first time in over 13 years in the Premier League on Wednesday night, and despite a disappointing restart for Chris Wilder's side, the Blades remain just 2 points behind United in the race for the top four. Flying high before the suspension of football, Sheffield United have returned in lacklustre form, first failing to score in a controversial draw at Villa Park before a heavy 3-0 loss at Newcastle last weekend. While that result at St James's Park was the Blades' first defeat in 8 matches in all competitions, goals have been hard to come by, and they've only scored more than once in a Premier League match on one occasion since the 2-1 win over Aston Villa back in December. After losing at Bramall Lane on the first ever weekend of the Premier League in 1992, United are unbeaten in the league against Sheffield United since. In fact, last November's 3-3 draw was the first time the Blades had avoided defeat against the Reds since then, with United winning the other 5 fixtures between the sides. The last United victory was also the last meeting at Old Trafford. Goals from Michael Carrick and Wayne Rooney gave a makeshift side a much-needed 3 points in April 2007, as Sir Alex Ferguson's side chased the Premier League title. It was a defeat that pushed the Blades, then under Neil Warnock, closer to their controversial relegation on goal difference after losing on the final day at Wigan.
Great ball from Giggs. Wayne Rooney, he's provided it. Just sit back in your seat, that little bit easier now. Goal number 20 of the season for Wayne Rooney.
A former Sheffield United player and boyhood fan of the Blades, Chris Wilder left Northampton Town to take over from Nigel Adkins at Bramall Lane in May 2016. But a modest start as Blades boss gave little indication of what would lie ahead. A single point was taken from his first 4 league matches of the season, but Wilder's side recovered to finish as League One champions with 100 points. Wilder consolidated the Blades' place in the Championship in their first season back as his side finished 10th, before overhauling Leeds United last season to claim the second automatic promotion spot and return the club to the Premier League after a 12-year absence. The surprise package of the Premier League campaign so far, a predicted return to the Championship, has been replaced by an unlikely chase for the Champions League, and victory at Old Trafford would see Wilder's side leapfrog United in the race for the top 4.
This is as tough as it gets, regardless of if we played them when we played them or we're playing them now. A couple of players back from injury that possibly wouldn't have played against us. So they're at their strongest in terms of personnel, I believe, and obviously, and rightly so. And they're pushing for a top 4 spot or even higher. And I wouldn't bet against them achieving what they're after.
Ever present for the Blades in the Premier League this season, Chris Wilder will look towards Sheffield United veteran Chris Basham for defensive solidity, with the ineligibility of Dean Henderson and the suspension of John Egan. Since the manager's arrival at Bramall Lane, Basham has missed just 9 league matches in 4 seasons and leads the Blades for tackling and headed clearances this campaign. The 6'3" defender, however, is yet to make an impact further up the field, failing to register a goal or an assist in the Premier League so far. Arguably the Blades' breakout star of the season, 26-year-old midfielder John Lundstram joined Sheffield United in July 2017 from Oxford United. Lundstram's first of 4 Premier League goals this season came in the 1-0 win over Crystal Palace in August, his side's first home match of the new campaign. The Liverpool-born midfielder has also contributed 3 assists to his side's impressive top-flight return. Scottish striker Ollie McBurnie has started both matches for the Blades since the return to Premier League action last week. He's only scored just 4 Premier League goals this campaign, but McBurnie did net a late equaliser against United on our visit to Bramall Lane in November. He was a club record 20 million signing last summer after netting 24 times in 44 games for Swansea. His last 2 strikes this campaign have been match-winning goals as well, against Brighton and West Ham. The 2 sides last met in early November at Bramall Lane, where first Premier League goals from Brandon Williams and Mason Greenwood set United on their way to claim a point in a dramatic match, featuring 4 goals in the final 18 minutes of the game.
Stevens pulls it back, Fleck being held up, McBurney! He nearly kept it out, David De Gea, but Ollie McBurney has drilled home the equaliser right at the very end and have Sheffield United grabbed an unlikely point.